Tell me about the video you sent me last night. You sent me a link, but I didn't click on it because I was a little sleepy. So,
Oh, yeah. Oh man, that was a really, really good clip. And I felt like the people that listen to this podcast could really get some use out of it. Basically, it was about the idea of intelligence and avoidance. So what the speaker said is it starts at the young years, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth, it doesn't matter, but when you're young. And he said when you're very smart at a young age, people constantly tell you you're smart. They praise you. They tell you you're going to have such a great future. And while this is okay, it can actually be a really big problem because kids, they start developing this identity of being smart. They develop an ego and it stays with them as they get older. So the reason why this becomes a problem is because also as you get older, you can't be good at everything and you can't be number one at everything. Obviously, right? You're not good at everything you do for the first time.
yeah.
But these people, since they have the identity of intelligence, they want to protect that. They don't want to look stupid in front of their mom, dad, friends, family, whoever else. So in order to keep this image of being very smart, what they'll do is they will avoid things that are challenging. They're going to anything that's difficult or makes them not look as good as they are in other things, they will avoid it. So this is a big problem because once you finish school, once you enter the real world, you will notice that intelligence is nowhere near as close, as important to employers as experience and competence. That's what makes you most of your money in life. But since you have this mentality of avoiding things to protect your smart identity, you don't really want to try new things, so you never get experience or competence. And you miss out on so many opportunities, both in the workplace, in your dating life, and just about everything else. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Wow, this reminds me so much of myself. Before coming to the USA, I was one of the top students in my class.
Well,
I did very well in school and I was considered a smart student. But after coming to the USA, everything changed. Everything basically flipped. I was so bad at speaking English and my classmates would always laugh at me in my face. And I just got so sick of feeling lowly and stupid and looking bad. So I became very quiet. I was possibly the most quiet kid in my class. And I started to avoid talking to people as much as possible because I didn't want to look bad. But eventually I realized that it was impossible for me to avoid talking to people. And I also realized that not speaking English is just as bad as, if not worse, than speaking bad English. So I slowly forced myself to get into conversations with my classmates, even though I could not speak fluently. It was very tough, but I'm glad I went through it.
wow, yeah, that's exactly what the speaker talks about. That's the thing with life, right? Anything that you're new at, you're going to be bad at, period. And it takes time to become good at something. But a lot of people, especially intelligent people, they may not want to do that because, they don't want to appear unintelligent after spending their whole life being considered very intelligent. But there's some really good news to this. The speaker says there's one little trick you can do to really put an end to this problem.
What is it?
Instead of, when you try something new, instead of seeing yourself as dumb or feeling like you're going to be stupid if you fail, you have to reframe your mind to say, oh, I'm not stupid. I'm inexperienced. And this is super powerful.
Inexperienced.
Yeah, inexperienced. Because once you start viewing yourself as inexperienced instead of dumb, foolish, or whatever, you start to realize that failure isn't a big deal, because you will just say, oh, I'm inexperienced at this subject, and if I fail, it's just because I haven't practiced enough. And eventually, this will get you to practice more and more. You'll gain experience, and eventually you'll gain competence, and you will not feel, you will no longer even consider yourself stupid, because you will be, experienced and competent at that given thing. And this isn't just about school or work. This is even about love life too. Because I don't know about you, but I know a lot of very intelligent people that are single. And the reason they're single is because, well, in part, obviously could be many reasons why, but in part is because they don't want to look dumb. They don't want to be embarrassed to ask a girl out. But you have to go through that. But they don't want to, because, they want to look smart. They want to look, intelligent. They want to maintain that image of being a perfect man. But you can't do that. When it comes to, dating, you have to get embarrassed. You have to let go of the ego. That's the only way to get past that. And eventually you'll realize, oh, it's not even a big deal. Oh, I got embarrassed. I got rejected. Who cares? Nobody cares. The world moves on. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, getting rejected is completely normal, and it is something that we all have to get used to. It is unrealistic to expect everyone to like you, to see you as their type. I don't think I know a single person out there that has never gotten rejected. There's 1.3 billion people in China, and half the population is women. If 1% of that female population see you as their type, that's already 60 million women.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, like if but what I'm just trying to say is that there's a lot of opportunities out there, and as long as you're not afraid of rejection, you will always be able to find one that is for you.
The more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more unaffected you are by it. It doesn't hit you emotionally as much as it did the first time. But, this topic is specifically for those young people that are very intelligent, but they feel like they're not living up to their potential, or they feel like they're avoiding things in life because, they don't want to lose that image. Now, obviously, I'm not saying every single smart person in the world has this habit. No, obviously, many smart people, they don't care about failure. They just keep going. So this video is more for that select few that might have this issue. And it might be even more common than you think, since, so many people are talking about it. And I really hope that this helps someone out.